Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Wednesday, November 25th, 2009. This morning I wanted to go through a small, interesting problem I had recently with the website and how I was able to migrate stuff over from one format to another using Smalltalk. Now, in many cases, when you're trying to migrate content from one form to another, you'll use a scripting language, Perl or Python, or perhaps you'll use shell script. But being a Smalltalker, why not just use Smalltalk? And here, let me show you what I'm talking about. I have these Smalltalk daily pages that look like this, and every one of these subpages also look more or less like this, a long list of links. What I wanted to do is move them to something more attractive like this, where we had an image and a caption, image and a caption. And in places where I didn't have an image that was relevant to the screencast, some of the older ones where I was using Wink, I just grabbed a default image and shoved it in there with a caption. So I wanted to be able to migrate all of that long list of link form to this kind of thing. So how did I go about that? Well, it turns out I went into the Smalltalk repository and took a look around. It turns out there is a JPEG writer, and that was useful because I had all these images that were 640x480 coming off of my QuickTime captures, but I really wanted them to be much smaller for that form you just saw on screen. So I read in all the images using the image reader. Then I shrunk them because you can manipulate images directly in Smalltalk. Once you've got them into the Smalltalk image format, it's easy to send shrunken by or magnify by. There's another one, I don't remember if that's the exact name of magnification, but you can do that too. And then once I got them to the size I wanted, I just took this writer from this package in the public store and dropped them out. The package is a bundle called a JPEG. So I dropped them out to disk. And then I ran ahead and tried some experiments doing that to make sure that all worked. And once that all worked, I went ahead and wrote some workspace code, got to the point where that was too complicated, and then I brought up a browser, and I created a package called stdailyxform. Even though this is a one-time usage thing, it was useful to have it so that I knew what I did, and I created a class called transporter, and its purpose was very simple. Go ahead and read all the files in this directory called this, and then transport each of them over to this directory into the new format. And they had things like get the HTML string for this, get the MP4 image, and then create a new directory structure name. So I knew where all of these were, I knew what the names were because they were all very consistent. And I just went ahead and did this in kind of two steps. One, transform all the images. Two, once I got all the new small images, it was very easy to go ahead and do this kind of code to transport all of the stuff from the old format to the new one. And that's what I deployed sometime in the last 2 weeks. I don't remember the exact date, but about 2 weeks ago, I dropped up that new format. And I've since been going through the videos in the same fashion using the same kind of scripting approach. So really, what I'm trying to get across here is this. With Smalltalk, you have all of the scripting tools that you typically have in other languages, with the addition that you have the Smalltalk debugger in the browser. So you can go ahead and run your code, get to the point where something's not working the way you want, and debug your way through it, writing the code in the debugger. That's really how I approached this problem. You have all the tools that Smalltalk brings you, so even small, quick hit, scripty kind of things, rather than pull out a shell script, why not just pull out Smalltalk? So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.